Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I've got for you some not actual World of Tanks. You may notice I'm on the wrong side of the screen. Why are you on the wrong side of the screen, Max? And that is because we're going to be doing one of these that you may have seen all over the interwebs at certain points throughout the last couple of years. We're doing one of the tier makers, one of the tier lists. And today we're going to be doing the tier 10 light tanks. This is going to be the shortest video. I'm going to be doing all of the tier 10s at some point. But today we're going to start with the tier 10 light tanks. Only 6 to go in. So this, like I say, will be a relatively short video. And then the next video will be mediums, the video heavies, tank destroyers. I will not be doing arty because they can all get in the bin, quite honestly. But yeah, please do make sure down in the comments you let me know if you think I've got any of these horrendously wrong. Let me know if you think you agree with me, or anything like that. I have got the game up as well, just in case if I need to refer to anything, but I'm going to try and avoid it where possible. Like I say, the light tanks, this is going to be the quickest one because there are only 6 tier 10 light tanks in the game, as long as I'm not being stupid.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Which I don't think I am. I hope not, because these were all in a mixed up order, so I've just kind of come to it and gone, screw it. Let's do it. So, first things first, we'll start left, work to right, so they're in no particular order. So, first things first, we've got the T100 light tank. And now, first one, T100 is a pretty good tank. Obviously, we've got OP down to get in the bin here. I'm going to be quite not necessarily harsh on where they go, but make sure that I'm not putting, there's not a huge cluster around the top and then nothing at the bottom. I think the T100 goes in B. It obviously used to be the best tier 10 light tank until the EBR came into the game. But it's still a good tank, but I don't think you can put it in A or OP. Just because it's tier 10 light. It's like incredibly good at spotting. Obviously incredibly good camo to view range ratio. You can get around the map. It has got decent combat capacity. But, you don't see him in clan wars anymore. You don't see him in ranked anymore, really, or anything like that. So, I think the T100 firmly sits in B. It's a good tank, 100% it's a good tank, but I don't think it really goes any higher than that. AMX 13105. Ooh. Whoever made this tier list likes 13105 because it's a primary tank. Thank you to whoever made this, by the way. I have absolutely no idea. I just went on Tier Maker and searched it. I think the 13105 is somewhere between B and C. Autoload is good. Combat capacity, I would say, for a light tank puts it in B, but then that is for a light tank. You got to think so many others on this list. We'll put it in B for now. I might change my mind on that one later. Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. There we go. Lovely. Get in the bin. Its gun is just trash. It's good at spotting. Like, you can get insane view range on this thing. And it's a really quick tank. But it's... if we... Tanks GG quickly. EU server stats. Tier 10. And go by win rate. Oh, let's just do that, Max. Oh, look at that, the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. Oh, to be fair, it's made up some ground on the Sheridan, or I think the Sheridan might have made up some ground on it to become worse. But yeah, it's a full, over 1% lower on average win rate, 46% average victories. It's just not that good, like, bless it. The DPM for tier 10 is just not good enough, and it doesn't have, like, the 13105, it doesn't have the autoloader. Accuracy is decent. The pen is pretty trash, if I remember rightly. Like, it's really not that great. 280 on the heat rounds. You're going to struggle if you're starting to face tier 10 heavies. Obviously, the mobility's good. Camo's not amazing. Although, to be fair, I don't think I have it particularly built for camo. The view range is good, but it's awful. I don't think I've ever really heard anybody say, "Oh, I can't wait to play me some Rheinmetall Panzerwagen." WZ1321. I haven't really personally played this tank much. I think it can do all right, but in terms of this whole list, because I'm gonna leave these tanks on there when I move on to the medium tanks and then the heavies and the tank destroyers, etc. In terms of light tanks, it's not too bad, but in terms of overall tier 10 tanks, I hate to say it, guys, but I think it's getting in the bin. It's just really not a good tank. Really, really not a good tank. Like I say, I haven't really played it much, so I can't really comment, but just from what other people have said, you, again, don't see them driving around hardly at all. It's kind of a light, medium hybrid. DPM's alright, but again, why would you just not play a medium? Armor is... it hasn't got any, but it's got enough that it slows it down a bit. It's not as fast. Camo is actually pretty good. View range is pretty good, but it is a tier 10 light at the end of the day. But HP is so low. You're such a big target as well. It's not like the EBR or the Manticore or something like that where you can move around and just not be hit. So yeah, I think the Panzerwagen's got a friend in the bin. Right, Manticore. Now, a lot of you might be just expecting me to just chuck this straight in the bin, because a lot of people just say, oh, the Manticore is like the worst tank in the game. I actually think it goes C. Potentially even B, to be perfectly honest. Like, you can play this thing in Clan Wars and stuff because it's got one of the best camo ratings. It's got nearly 50% camo, and mine's not even set up. Like, I could set it up a lot better. I could have a camo directive, etc. It's really, like, the camo on it makes it just insanely good for being... it's probably one of the best passive scouts in the game. Like, between this thing and probably, like, the even 90. But you can just sit in a bush and nobody's going to spot you till proxy, pretty much. And it's a very small tank, and it has got a decent gun. Like, obviously, the DPM is absolute trash, and the ammo capacity is absolute trash, but the gun itself isn't actually that bad. Accuracy is a bit poor, but the aim time's pretty good. Pen is really on the low side, but it's, as a pure passive scout, the Manticore is not that bad. So I think, personally, I think C tier is probably a good place for it to go. I'm questioning all of my thoughts on everything I've ever done in World of Tanks right now, and you lot in the chat right now are just screaming at me, why is this not bad? But there you go. And then last but not least, like I said, this one is going to be quite a quick video, guys. The EBR 105, and I think we all know where that one's going. Obviously, EBR 105, it's just... it basically changed the meta on so many maps. It's basically bumped every single other tank in the tier 10 lights down a tier, with the exception of the Panzerwagen. Panzerwagen, you did well because you stayed in the bin. Yeah, it's the best active scout in the game. I literally just put a video up on it a couple of days ago. When you literally make it so that playing any other light tank in competitive is not good, how is that not in OP tier? Like, what the fuck? It's just... no. It just is. It's just the best light tank in the game, and it's meta defining, so yeah. It can't go anywhere else but OP. And yeah, that's my list so far. Like I said, just the light tanks. I am splitting this video up. I was going to do it all in one go, but I'm splitting it up because otherwise I feel like by the time I get to the end of all of these tanks, I feel like we're going to be here for hours. So I'm going to split it up into mediums, lights, heavies, tank destroyers, and we will see what happens. But yeah, so like I said before, guys, make sure you're subscribed so you know when my next videos go up. Make sure you got notifications on. If you do think I've made any stupid mistakes, then please do let me know in the comments. And as well as that, if you're new to the channel, yeah, make sure you, all the good stuff. Give the video a like, and I'm going to shut up because apparently I can't speak this morning. So the next couple of parts of this video are going to be great. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.